Check this.
Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. In our previous video, we have seen how to do equal course path load balancing in the case of Eigrp. So in this video tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how to do unequal course path load balancing. So I'll just explain the topology. Here we have four routers. R2 and R3 are transit routers between R1 and R4. Between R1 and R2, we will be using IP addressing of 12.12.12.0/24. Between R2 and R4, it will be 24.24.24.0/24. Between R3 and R4, it will be 34.34.34.0/24. And between R1 and R3, it will be 13.13.13.0/24. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is to configure R1. On R1, first I'll configure host name. It will be R1. Interface loopback 0, IP address 1111.255.255.255.255. Interface G0/0. I'll be creating a connection towards R2. IP address will be 12.12.12.1/24. I'll be inserting the interface. In addition to this, I'll be configuring gig 0/1 as well with the IP addressing of 13.13.13.1/24. Okay, I'll be enabling Eigrp as well. Router Eigrp 100 network 0000. Okay, so let's go to R2 and make sure that we are making necessary configurations here as well. Host name will be R2. So just adjust it so that you guys can see. On R2, we will create a connection with R1. Gig 0/0. IP address will be 1 second. Sorry. Okay, IP address will be 12.12.12.2/24. We'll insert the interface G0/1. IP address towards R4 will be 24.24.24.2/24. Router Eigrp 100 network 0000. So we are done with IP address and protocol configuration on R2. So let's get started with R3. Host name will be R3. Just make it here. Interface G0/1. IP address towards R1 will be 13.13.13.3/24. Interface G0/0 towards R4, it will be 34.34.34.3/24. Okay, so I'll just check the interface configuration. Okay, now let's configure the protocol here. Network will be 0000. Only loopback addresses will be configured on R1 and R4 to make sure that there is something, some prefixes there for us to explain how the unequal course path load balancing will work. And on R4, I'll be creating a loopback 0 IP address 4444. It's not necessary to use a /32 address, you can use any address. Interface G0/1. IP address for R4 to R2 connection 24.24.24.4/24. Interface G0/0. Sorry. IP address will be 34.34.34.4/24. I'll write the configuration and I'll configure protocol as well. Eigrp 100 network 0000. So now if you check, I think you can see, like if you are checking routing for 4444, which is the R4's loopback, you can see that it is equally routed through two destinations, through router 1 as router 3 as well as router 2. So what I'm going to do is to modify the bandwidth between R1 and R2. The R2 path I'm going to make it less preferable, like I'll reduce the bandwidth over there. So what I'm going to do is interface G0/0, I'll be putting bandwidth as bandwidth will be in terms of kilobits. I'll just put it 10. This thing we are not going to do it in production, it's just for learning purposes, so that will be okay. Again, I don't think these routers are capable of handling very high bandwidth. And on gig 0/0, I'll use the same thing on R2. 10 kbps. So let's see how the neighborship will be. Sorry, I mean the routing will happen right now. To show IP route 4444, you can see that only R3 is preferred right now, and it is having a traffic share count of 1. That means it will be preferred always. So if you are checking, or else we will see what is the bandwidth on this one to show interface. I mean the R3 interface, what is bandwidth 0/1. So you can see that the bandwidth is this one. It's better to make it half, so variance will work easily. Otherwise I have to calculate a variance that is way too high. So calc paste by 2. So I'll copy this one and I'll modify the link between R1 to R2 to use this bandwidth, because if I use a very small bandwidth, there are chances that issues can happen. Okay, interface G0/0 bandwidth. Okay. So I'll just check the routing again for R4. I mean for loopback 4.4.4.4. What is the routing right now? So it should prefer R3. So you can see that R3 is preferred right now. And let me check the topology table as well to show IP route 4444/32. Sorry, do show IP Eigrp topology for that /32. So you can see that actually here two links are there for this particular topology, because here this one is the feasible successor, and sorry, this one is the successor, and 12.12 something 12.12.12.2 is the feasible successor. And you can see that the only manipulation we have done is on the bandwidth, rest everything is identical. So in that case we can use a variance of 2 to make sure that both the paths are taken. So if I simply check the routing for 4.4.4.4, it will be preferring R3. So I'll go to interface. So I'll be using a variance here to make sure that both the paths will be taken. What variance will do is it will multiply the it will be like a multiplier. It will multiply the existing bandwidth of whatever value and make sure that if it is coming under the multiplied value or equal to that, in that case that path also will be taken. So in this case we have, like, say here it is 5 into 10 raised to 5 kilobits is our minimum bandwidth, and if I multiply it with, it will be almost it will be equal to this particular bandwidth, and hence both the paths will be taken. So variance will be 2. So in addition to this, I'll be configuring a variance here as well. So Eigrp 100 variance 2. So we'll see how it looks now. So IP route 4.4.4. So you can see that I have multiplied the variance and right now both the paths are chosen. Right now this will be taken, and for another one the second path will be chosen. And here you can see that the primary path is having a traffic share count of 48 and the secondary path is having a traffic share count of 47. We will check here as well. Type here out 4.4.4.4. So here it is fine. Sorry, 1 second. So actually it was taking from the R1. We were just checking the, there is no need to have a variance configured on R2. It was my wrong. Eigrp 100, no variance. No variance means by default the variance will be 0 only. Sorry, variance will be 1 only. If you want to do a unequal course path load balancing, you have to use a variance value of more than 1. Accidentally I put the variance on R2, sorry for that. You have to modify variance only on R1. So if you check, you can see that it's selecting both the paths, and share count is more on R3 side and less on R2 side. I hope this particular video was informative for you guys. If you like my video, please like and subscribe to my channel.